I am coming on as I am feeling the full moon energy. And so I immersed myself in a bath last night, and I'm not sure enough of us are using that as a tool to cleanse and to relax and to connect with our body. Not everybody has a bath, so it's not accessible to all of us, but some people live by the sea, so there's other forms of bathing. But what I find in the bath is so special, and it's a practice that I try to, obviously being nomadic, it's not always possible. But when I'm able and allowed, I'm very grateful to have a bath, because being in your own space, with your body in the birthday suit for that amount of time submerged in water is kind of womb-like. It's kind of like being returned to source energy, and there's this purification and cleansing on one level that is felt, 1, 2, 2, alongside other tantric and sensual practices that may emerge from being with our own body in a different way to just like sleeping alone at night nude. You know, it's very healthy to do that, but we're in a bed, whereas being submerged in water, it brings this kind of weightless, etheric sensation that I'm sure, you know, I'm not the only one that's talking about connecting with water, and that there's messages in the water, and self-care is really important. And to create these practices, whether it becomes weekly or once a month, you know, these moments where we need to be by ourselves, need to connect with the elements. Water being very healing and cleansing, and especially if you put, you know, bentonite clay and other cleansers and heavy metal detoxers in the bath, or rose petals, which is what I connect with a lot as I try and work with rose a lot. It's meant to be one of the highest frequency flowers. I didn't realise until recently, and somebody posted something online, and I was looking into it a bit more, and I am very grateful when I find roses outside so that I can use them. Or even actually just changing the subject, I wanted to show you, like I was walking the other day, the dog, and I found sweet pea, and they were bright pink, and then as I took them and cut them and put them in a vase, they've changed colour. So I googled it just now, because I was like, how, I mean, I know it's a sweet pea, and that's one of my favourite flowers, and there is this, I think they're called shifters, but it's just started to change colour on its own, which is absolutely incredible. Anyway, that was kind of a side note. But working with the rose and the water and the bath is, for many of us, and I can only speak from a lived experience and as a woman's perspective, we hold a lot of emotions in our waist, in our hips, and I found sort of movement in the bath and cleansing very, very potent to help release stagnant energy. And it might not happen there and then in a bath, but what has followed out of that bath is a lot of tears and a lot of stuff which I don't really know what it is, whether it's necessarily mine, but it's things that I've potentially picked up 414, and that I believe now is triggered and sparked by spending time in the water. And I guess I just want to encourage people to continue with these self-care practices, and to if, I don't know if men like to take baths, but I just think water is so powerful, and spending time with our body in that way is healing on many levels, not just sort of root and bring back stability and the sacral because of the essential sort of water element inside of us. I tend to do it more in the evening than in the day, and it connects me to the nightscape in a way that I find very pleasurable and sensual, and a way that I can express that outward, even if it's just by ourselves. And I think the reason I'm sharing it is because it's a very healing energy. It's not about anybody else other than ourselves in that moment, in the practice of pleasure and moment by moment, like infusing ourselves into that moment in time. And I'll keep talking about it, but we do need that elemental practice. And at the minute, there's been a lot that's been whirling, and so I'm really making sure that I'm walking on the grass for at least 30 minutes with shoes off and just trying to ground and feeling the sigh, feeling the release of 616 of air, trapped energy, because there's a recalibration going on with my feet on the ground, connecting to the earth. And it doesn't have to be an elaborate goddess bath, which, for me is kind of a luxury to do that, but these are things that I believe we need. But unless you're cleansing in the sea, maybe it's a time to connect with self and connect with the body temple in a bath, if we're fortunate enough to be able to do that, because it does really help. So I just wanted to share that, and maybe it's time also to connect with more flowers and more nature elements, touching trees and plants in the houses.